Eyes. Please be seated.
Order in the court. In the Supreme Court of Liberty in the state of Missouri, this 11th day of January 2019, calling against Her Majesty the Queen against Dorothy.
You may be seated. Are all parties present?
Yes, my lord. I am Rudo, and these are my friends, Shelby and Holden. We are acting on behalf of the Crown in this matter.
My lord, I am Wade, and these are my friends Jillian and Levi. We are acting on behalf of the accused Dorothy.
Will the accused please stand? Dorothy Gale, you are charged on count 1 that on or about July 11, 2007, you did by unlawfully taking care of the resources from the Liberty commitment of theft over property over $1,500. Dorothy, having heard of count 1, how do you plead guilty or not?
Not guilty.
The accused pleads not guilty. Count 2, that on or about on July 11, 2007, you did by throwing a bucket of water commit second-degree murder of which what? Dorothy, having heard of count 2, how do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
The accused pleads not guilty.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Before beginning this trial, I'm going to make a few comments about your role here today. As the judge in this case, it is my role to interpret and judge the law. As the jury, you are the judges of the facts. It is your duty to assess the evidence that is presented by the witness today. There are two other principles that are important as your role as jurors. They are the presumption of innocence and the requirement of proof beyond a reasonable doubt. Dorothy is presumed to be innocent until the Crown has satisfied you beyond a reasonable doubt that she is guilty. The responsibility is on the Crown to prove each element of the crime Dorothy has been charged with beyond a reasonable doubt. Because of the presumption of innocence, Dorothy is not required to prove she is not guilty or to explain the evidence presented by the Crown. Dorothy is charged with two crimes: the theft of the ruby slippers from the Witch of the East and second-degree murder of the Witch of the West. In order for you members of the jury to find Dorothy guilty of theft over $500, the Crown must prove the following elements beyond a reasonable doubt. Dorothy took the ruby slippers. The ruby slippers belonged to the Witch of the East and therefore were not owned by Dorothy. Dorothy intended to take the slippers from the witch, and that the slippers had a value over $500. In order for you to find Dorothy guilty of second-degree murder, the Crown must prove the following elements beyond a reasonable doubt: that the Witch of the West died, that Dorothy caused the death of the Witch of the West, and that Dorothy intended to cause the death of the Witch of the West. I now call the Crown to begin their case.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this is the simple, sad story of a woman who wanted so badly to him that she would let nothing get in her way, not even the lives of the citizen of Oz. The evidence will show that Dorothy stole the ruby slippers from the Witch of the East. She is still wearing these slippers at the time of her arrest. The evidence will also show that Dorothy entered into a deal with the wizard to steal the broomstick of the Witch of the West in exchange for his help. The evidence will show that Dorothy knew that stealing the broomstick would require her to kill the witch. The evidence will then show that she did kill the witch. This case has received a lot of media attention. I ask you, members of the jury, to forget all you have heard or seen about it. This case is not in black and white, as the media would have you believe. Your deliberation as a judge must be shaped by the evidence that will be introduced in in court and not by what you might have heard about it beforehand. At the end of this trial, we will ask you to return a verdict that the accused Dorothy is guilty of theft over $500 and second-degree murder. Thank you.
Is the Crown ready to call its first witness?
Yes, thank you, my lord. The Crown calls Reginald D. Munchkinson to the stand.
Would you like to affirm or swear?
Swear.
Take the Bible in your right hand. Do you swear that the evidence you shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
I do.
Please state your full name for the record.
My name is Reginald D. Munchkinson.
Cousin first. Of all, who's that? Looks familiar. That's Mr. Justice Reinhold. His friends call him Judge. You might remember him from such films as Beverly Hills Cop, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and The Santa Claus. Okay, who's that? I don't recognize him. That's one of the Munchkins. He was in Oz when your house fell on top of the Witch of the East. The Crown will try to use the witness it calls to establish your guilt. Okay, there's something else that's bothering me. Why did the judge and the Crown not call the Wicked Witches wicked? That's probably deliberate. The judge didn't call them wicked because that's not in their legal names. The Crown is avoiding using that word because they want the jury to be sympathetic to victims.
Your witness, Crown Counsel.
Thank you, my lord. Mr. Munchkinson, how did you know the Witch of the East?
I was an employee of hers. I worked in 2 departments, horrible hexes and fancy footwear.
The Witch of the East had a fancy footwear department?
She was very fashionable. She never missed an episode of What Not to Wear.
I see. As an employee in the fancy footwear department, were you familiar with the witch's ruby slippers?
Definitely. I actually bought those ruby slippers for her back in 2004. She wanted to buy a new pair of shoes for her birthday party that year.
How much did the shoes cost?
They were $900 plus tax. Taxes are so high in Oz. I hate that corrupt wizard.
What did you do with the shoes after you bought them?
I went and put them in her shoe closet. They didn't last long in the closet. She wore them pretty much every day. They were her favorite pair of shoes.
Mr. Munchkinson, I'd like to fast forward to the day in question when the Witch of the East was tragically killed by the fallen farmhouse. What happened to her shoes after she was killed?
That little girl stole them.
Could you please identify which little girl you are referring to?
That one, right over there. Thief! You're a thief! I wish you and your scruffy little rat dog never showed up in Oz. Order! I will have order in my courtroom.
What happened after Dorothy stole the shoes?
She ran off down the yellow brick road before any of us could catch her. It's difficult to run fast on these little legs, you know.
Thank you, Mr. Munchkinson. No further questions.
Do you wish to cross-examine the witness, defense counsel?
I do, my lord.
Very well. You may proceed when ready.
Mr. Munchkinson, you are a longtime employee of the chocolate factory, are you not?
Excuse me?
The chocolate factory, haven't you worked them a long time, haven't you?
I'm a munchkin, not Oompa Loompa. You got the wrong movie, pal.
Oh, sorry. I think I got mixed up with my notes from another case, the Queen against Wonka. Here we go. My apologies.
No problem. Sadly, it happens all the time with you full-growns.
So you testified earlier that you saw Dorothy steal the ruby slippers?
That's correct.
And by steal, do you mean you saw her reach down, take the shoes off the Wicked Witch of the East's feet, and put them on her own feet?
Well, not exactly.
Not exactly.
It didn't really happen like that. Glinda the Good Witch actually used magic to place the shoes on Dorothy's feet.
So Dorothy didn't actually take the shoes?
No, not exactly.
So she received them as a gift from Glinda the Good Witch, didn't she?
Yeah, I guess that's what it looked like.
Did any of the other Keebler elves see this happen?
I'm not a Keebler elf. I am a munchkin. I do not make cookies. I do not work at a tree. You are going to get a call from my lawyer, and I'm going to sue your pants off.
Counsel, you are walking a very fine line here. One more mistake like that, and I might have to hold you in contempt of court. Yes, my lord, I won't do it again. Mr. Munchkin said, did any of the other Munchkins see Glinda transport the shoes onto Dorothy's feet?
Yes, there were a bunch of us crowding around after the house found the Wicked Witch of the East. We all saw the transport happen.
By magic?
Just by magic.
It doesn't sound like Dorothy took the shoes at all, does it, Papa Smurf?
Ugh! I am a munchkin!
Counsel, this cross-examination is over. Yes, my lord, I'm sorry, but one last question, Miss Maleficent. So you have the receipt for the shoes that you prove you got the ruby slippers?
No, my dog ate it.
Isn't it possible that you were lying to the court today?
No!
So the dog ate your receipt?
Yeah.
No further questions.
Okay.
The Crown like to re-examine the witness.
No, my lord.
You may step down. Please call your next witness.
Thank you, my lord. The crown calls to the stand the Wizard of Oz.
Would you like to affirm or swear?
I'll affirm.
You solemnly affirm that the evidence you shall hear shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Please state your full name for the
I am the Wizard of Oz.
Do you have a name?
Well, when I lived in Kansas City, my name was Theodore von Huxtable, but you can call me Dr. Oz, PhD.
PhD?
Doctor of Balloonology.
Crown Counsel?
Okay, thank you, my lord. Now, Dr. Oz.
I don't get why they are calling the Wizard of Oz. He only called me I hope he's not in trouble.
The Crown has called him to testify in order to help the jury to determine whether you should go to jail for the second-degree murder of the Wicked Witch of the West. You see, in order to convict you of second-degree murder, the Crown has to establish beyond a reasonable doubt that the Wicked Witch of the West died, and that you caused the death of the Wicked Witch of the West, and that you meant to cause her death.
Oh, okay, I get it. Thanks.
You know that the Wicked Witch of the West died?
Yes, she melted away, disappeared. Only her cloak and hat remained.
And Dorothy was the one who threw the water that caused her to melt?
Yes.
Did Dorothy intend to kill the Wicked Witch of the West?
Objection! One witness can't testify to what was in the mind of another.
My lord, this witness is the powerful and all-knowing Wizard of Oz. It is completely within her ability to do so.
Objection overruled. The witness will answer the question.
All I remember is that she was focusing on going home. But I can tell you that when she came to visit me with her friends, Timmy and the Scarecrow and the Lion, I told her that in order for me to help her, she had to help me.
What did you mean by that?
I told her before I would help her get back to Kansas City
I would help the others with their problems. They would have to bring me the broom of the wicked witch of the west.
What does that have to do with killing the witch?
The only way to get the broom from the witch is by killing her. By telling Dorothy that she had to get me the broom, I was telling her that she had to kill the witch.
And she had no problem with that?
She wanted to come home no matter what was the cost.
No further questions.
Would you like to cross-examine the witness, defense?
I would, my lord.
Proceed.
You admitted today in ordering a hit on the Wicked Witch of the West.
Yes.
So you're in jail right now.
No, I am living in Kansas City planning my next ballooning adventure.
Why aren't you in jail?
Well,
Answer the question, Dr. Oz.
the Crown Council said if I testified against Dorothy, I wouldn't have to go to prison.
So you cut a deal with the Crown?
Yes.
You agreed to testify against Dorothy. Exchange for your freedom?
Yes.
Did the Crown also tell you what to say here today?
Objection!
Withdrawn!
Counsel, prosecutorial misconduct is a very serious allegation. If you don't watch yourself, I'll put you behind bars for contempt of court. I will not have you discredit my courtroom.
I apologize, my lord. When you lived in Kansas, Dr. Oz, did you know that throwing water on witches caused them to melt?
I had no idea. It seemed to be something peculiar to us.
Did you tell Dorothy that one way to kill a witch was by dousing her with water?
No, I did not.
In your opinion, as an individual from Kansas, would Dorothy have had any idea that throwing water on the witch would cause her to melt?
No.
No further questions, my lord.
Would the Crown like to re-examine the witness?
No, my lord.
Hey, sure. What's a re-examination?
Well, it's a stage in the questioning of a witness. You see, there are 3 stages to a witness's testimony. In the first stage, the lawyer calls a witness to stand and asks him or her questions. That's called direct examination. Then the lawyer for the other side asks questions of the same witness. That's called cross-examination. The third stage doesn't always happen. That's when the first lawyer gets up and asks more questions of the witness. That's re-examination. It only happens when a lawyer wants to explore a topic that came up on cross-examination that wasn't dealt with during direct examination. A lawyer will only re-examine if he or she thinks it will help the case.
You may step down. Crown, your next witness.
The Crown calls Captain J.A. Banana Peel to stand.
Would you like to affirm or swear an oath?
Swear.
Take the Bible in your right hand. Do you swear that the evidence you shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
I do.
Please state your full name for the record.
My name is Captain James Allen Banana Peel, the Royal Primate Guard, Regiment 3 Division.
You're a witness, Crown Counsel.
Thank you, my lord. Captain Banana Peel, how did you know the Wicked Witch of the West?
I was the head of her security team for 8 years. 8 long, difficult years.
And were you present when the Wicked
Witch of the West died?
Yes, I was there. I saw it with my own 2 eyes.
Can you tell us what happened?
Well, we brought that little girl to see the witch of the. We brought that little girl in to see the witch because she had stolen a pair of ruby slippers that the witch wanted back. The girl escaped and started running away. The witch tried to stop her, but the girl wasn't about to be stopped. She had this crazy look in her eye and kept muttering, "Is Dorothy going to have to choke a witch?"
Is this little girl you're referring to in the courtroom today?
Yes, she's right there.
Let the record show that Captain Banana Peel pointed to the accused. Then what happened, Captain Banana Peel?
Well, the little girl was smart, you see. She must have known that the witch only had one weakness, water. So she waited until the witch was distracted by her scarecrow friend. She grabbed a bucket of water and she threw it on the witch. The poor witch never had a chance. I'll never forget her scream as she died.
I'm sorry, Captain Banana Peel. I know this must be difficult for you.
Difficult? Not at all. That witch was a major league jerk. I'm happy she's dead. Now I don't have to work 16-hour shifts guarding her precious castle. I've got a new job working security at Banana Republic. Unfortunately, the name is a little misleading. I haven't seen one freaking banana since I got there.
To go back a little bit, I just want to confirm that you saw the Wicked Witch of the West die,
Yes, I did.
and she died at the hands of Dorothy.
Yes, she did. Even though I never liked that green-faced weirdo, she definitely didn't deserve to get murdered. I hope they send that little girl far away, a long, long time.
Thank you, Captain Banana Peel. No further questions, my lord.
Do you wish to cross-examine the witness, defense counsel?
I do, my lord.
Very well. You may proceed when ready.
Captain Banana Peel, isn't it true that the witch had Dorothy imprisoned in her castle and was planning to kill her in order to get the ruby slippers?
Well, I guess, yeah, she mentioned something about how the little girl had to die in order for the slippers to come off.
Isn't it true that the witch had set a timer counting down to Dorothy's death?
Look, a lot of things happened. I don't really remember.
We know you were there, Captain Banana Peel. Tell us what you saw.
I don't remember.
Was there a timer?
I don't remember.
Answer the question, Captain Banana Peel.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled to them.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth. But listen, we live in a world that has walls, and those walls have to be guarded by monkeys with wings. Who's going to do that? The cowardly lion, the little dog. I have a greater responsibility than you can possibly fathom.
All right, we get it. You're still avoiding the question. Remember, you're under oath, and procedure is a very serious offense.
Objection. My friend is badgering the witness.
I'm not a badger, I'm a monkey.
Sustained. There will be no badgering or monkeying of the witness.
Thank you, my lord. One last thing, Captain Banana Peel. The witch knew she was allergic to water, didn't she?
Yes, she did.
And so she would have made sure there was no water anywhere in her castle, right?
Of course.
Yet when Dorothy was cornered by the witch, there's a bucket of water right there for her to use.
Well, you see, the thing is,
How did the bucket get there, Captain Banana Peel? Left by an unhappy employee, one who describes the witch as a major league jerk, one who wanted to see the witch dead. No further questions, my lord.
Re-examination.
No, my lord.
You may step down. Crown.
Crown rests its case, my lord.
Does the defense wish to call evidence?
The defense does, my lord.
Very well. Would you like to make an opening statement?
Yes, thank you, my lord. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the defense takes no issue with the fact that Dorothy possessed the slippers and killed the Witch of the West. Both of those facts are clearly true. However, it is a long road from possession to theft. It is an even longer road from causing someone's death to being criminally responsible for their murder. The evidence led by the defense today will show that Dorothy was given the ruby slippers by the rightful owner, Glinda the Good Witch. Dorothy did not steal them. She received them as a lawful gift. The evidence will also show that Dorothy did not know how throwing a bucket of water would recklessly the witch's death, and an unfortunate accident that nobody could ever have foreseen. Furthermore, even if you do find that Dorothy knew that throwing a bucket of water on the witch would cause her death, the evidence clearly shows that Dorothy was acting in self-defense. The witch had made repeated threats to Dorothy's life, and at the time of her death was actually trying to carry out a plan to kill Dorothy and take the ruby slippers. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Dorothy's time loss was traumatic enough. Do not make it more traumatic by convincing her of these terrible crimes she did not commit. At the time of this trial, we will ask both of you, we will ask you to return a verdict of guilty on both charges: the theft of the ruby slippers and the murder of the Wicked Witch of the West.
Please call your first witness.
The defense calls Glinda to the stand.
Would you like to affirm or swear an oath?
Affirm.
You solemnly affirm that the evidence you shall give shall be the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help you God.
I do.
Please state your full name for the record.
Glinda, the Wicked Witch of the North.
Please state your last name.
I just have one name, like Rana. I did a bit of recording as a young witch, dropped a few signals with Jay-Z, toured it a little with Elton John. Your witness?
Thank you, my lord. Now, Glinda. I don't get it why the lawyers are calling Glinda.
Your lawyers called her to the stand to give testimony about the charge of theft over $500. Specifically, whether you should be convicted of the charge of stealing the ruby slippers from the Wicked Witch of the East. I bet your lawyers think that Glinda's testimony will help you poke holes in the Crown's case. All witnesses that your lawyers are going to call will hopefully help your case and keep you out of jail.
Oh, okay, I get it. Thanks. What can you tell me about the ruby slippers and Dorothy?
Well, for starters, Dorothy shouldn't be convicted of stealing the ruby slippers from the Wicked Witch of the East.
Why is that, Glinda?
Because the shoes didn't belong to the Wicked Witch of the East. They were my shoes. The Wicked Witch of the East has stolen them from me years ago.
Stolen from you?
Yes, I bought those shoes with some of the profits from the European leg of my 2002 tour with Elton John. We called it The Witch's Back. Then one day when I was back in Oz, the Wicked Witch of the East came by my house and asked if she could see my new ruby slippers. I made the mistake of passing her the shoes, and she flew away with them.
Do you have any proof that the shoes actually belong to you?
I have my credit card statement that shows that I bought those shoes at Manola Blankets in New York. I also have a few pictures taken of me by paparazzi as I was buying them. It's hard to have a normal life when you're as famous as I am.
The defense would like to enter Glinda's credit card statement as Exhibit 1.
Crown, any objection?
No, my lord.
The credit card statement will be entered as Exhibit 1.
Ruby slippers, $1,567.54. Proof of purchase, priceless.
Counsel?
Sorry, my lord. I withdrawn that promotional statement for the MasterCard. So, Glinda, you're saying that the shoes actually belong to you and that you gave them to Dorothy.
Yes, when I saw the Wicked Witch of the East crushed beneath the house, I knew I finally had the chance to get my shoes back. So I used my witching skills to get them off of the Wicked Witch of the East's feet and onto Dorothy's feet.
How did Dorothy look when the shoes magically appeared on Dorothy's feet?
Very surprised.
I have no further questions.
Crown, would you like to cross-examine the witness?
I would, my lord.
Proceed.
Glinda, Alice, is your testimony that you bought the shoes and that they were stolen from you by the Witch of the East?
Yes.
So then Dorothy can't be convicted of stealing the shoes from the Witch of the East because they weren't the witch's shoes to begin with.
Yes.
I put it to you that you are lying.
What? I got the receipts and the pictures to prove that I bought the shoes.
I'm not disputing that point, my lord. I'd like to play a clip of Glinda's newest CD.
This is highly unorthodox. I hope that this isn't an unconventional marketing ploy by a record company to sell CDs.
It isn't, my lord.
I'll allow it, but mostly because I find that Glinda's music just has a snappy beat.
Now, Glinda, I'd like you to sing the next few bars.
Okay. I haven't warmed up yet.
Please humor the court.
I just can't. There's no way.
May I remind you, Glinda, you're under an oath.
Okay.
You're not a star singer at all, Glinda, are you? The Witch of the East was actually the voice behind all of your success. Isn't that right?
It's true. It's all true.
You bought those shoes but then gave them to the Witch of the East as part of your deal. She would sing the songs and you would go on tour because of your looks.
Yes.
Those shoes belong to the Witch of the East.
Yes.
Dorothy stole them from the Witch of the East.
No, she couldn't have had any idea that I was going to put them on her feet, and I told her that they were my shoes.
No further questions.
Would the defense like to re-examine the witness?
No, my lord.
You may step down. Defense counsel?
The defense calls John Scarecrow to the stand.
Would you like to affirm or swear an oath?
Swear.
Take the Bible in your right hand. Do you swear that the evidence you shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please state your full name for the record.
My name is John Scarecrow. My friends call me J. Crow.
You're a witness, defense counsel.
Thank you, my lord. Mr. Scarecrow.
J. Crow.
Okay, Jacob. As one of Dorothy's closest friends, I would like you to explain a little bit about Dorothy's character, specifically what she is like as a person. How long have you known Dorothy?
Ever since she befriended me on the yellow brick road.
And when was that?
I guess it was about 6 months ago now. It seems like we've known each other forever. There's a saying in Oz, once you've walked the Yellow Brick Road with someone, you have a friend for life.
What kind of person is Dorothy?
Dorothy is wonderful. She has a beautiful singing voice. She's a great dancer, and she's a dedicated friend. She also has great taste in shoes.
Would you say she is a violent person?
Oh no, Dorothy couldn't hurt a fly. She's one of the most gentle people I know. She was so nice to me, the Tin Woodsman and the Cavalry Lion. We were like one big happy family.
Did Dorothy feel threatened by the Wicked Witch of the West?
Objection. This is inappropriate for the witness to speculate about Dorothy's state of mind.
Sustained.
I'm sorry, my lord. J. Crow, did you feel threatened by the Wicked Witch?
Yes, I did. She kept trying to light me on fire, and one time she did. Dorothy saved my life by throwing some water on me.
What else can you tell me about the behavior of the Wicked Witch?
She was very aggressive, and she kept threatening Dorothy. I thought she was going to try to kill Dorothy if she had the chance. She really wanted those slippers. They didn't even work with her wardrobe. Red slippers on a green woman who wears all black. What a fashion nightmare.
How long have you lived in Oz, J.
My whole life, over 30 years now.
And all of that time living in Oz, did you know of the Wicked Witch?
Oh yes, everyone in Oz knew about the Wicked Witch. When I was just a little bunch of straw, my parents used to tell me scary stories about her.
Did you know any particular weaknesses or allergies that the witch had?
I think the Wicked Witch of the East was allergic to houses. As for the Wicked Witch of the West, I did not know she was allergic to anything. I guess she was definitely allergic to water, considering she melted away when she got splashed, but I definitely didn't know about that. I was extremely surprised when I saw her melt away.
Thank you, Jacob. No further questions, my lord.
Do you wish to cross-examine the witness, Crown Counsel?
I do, my lord.
Very well. You may proceed when ready.
Mr. Scarecrow, why were you going to Emerald City that fateful day?
I was going to help Dorothy find the Wizard of Oz because she's my friend.
And there was nothing in it for you?
Okay, fine, I'll tell you. I went to Emerald City to get a brain. Having no brain is something I was pretty sensitive about, so I don't like to talk about it.
So when Dorothy murdered the Wicked Witch, you had no brain?
Objection. This is unjustly assuming the guilt of my own client.
Sustained. Counsel, as an offer of the court, I hope I don't have to remind you that Dorothy is innocent until proven guilty.
I'm sorry, my lord. So, Mr. Scarecrow, when Dorothy athletically murdered the Wicked Witch, you had no brain?
That's correct.
No brain at all?
No brain at all.
Nothing between your ears but straw and cobwebs?
I think to get the point.
But Mr. Scarecrow, don't you need a brain to form memories?
Objection. Counsel is asking the witness for an expert medical opinion.
Overruled. I think that the answer is a matter of common knowledge. Please answer the question, Mr. Scarecrow.
Well, yeah, I guess you do.
So without a brain, how do you have memory of what happened?
I went to the DVD, okay? I couldn't remember anything, and I knew that Dorothy would need me to testify, so I rented the Wizard of Oz DVD at Blockbuster, and because of all these stupid questions, I'm going to be late returning it. Oh man, my wife is going to kill me.
No further questions, my lord.
Would the defense like to re-examine the witness?
No, my lord.
You may step down. Please call your next witness.
Thank you, my lord. The defense calls Dorothy to the stand.
I do.
Please state your full name for the record.
Dorothy Gal.
Your witness.
Thank you, my lord. Dorothy, can you tell the jury about how you came to Oz?
There was a terrible storm in Kansas. A twister lifted my house up off the ground and dropped me and my dog Toto and me in Oz. And on that witch.
And then what happened?
The Munchkins all started singing and dancing and thanked me. They told me I really know how to bring a house down the house.
And then what happened?
Well, Linda appeared. She explained where I was. I told her that I wanted to go home. I was scared. Everything looked so different in Munchkin Land.
And then what happened?
The Wicked Witch of the West showed up. She started screaming about her sister, the witch under my house. Linda mentioned the ruby slippers. And the witch went to the west to take them off her sister's feet. Then, when she got over to them, they disappeared. She asked where they were. Linda put them on my feet. The witch got really mad and started yelling at me.
And then?
She said they were hers and that I should give them back. Then Linda told her I should back off. Then she got really mad and told me that she would hurt me and Toto. She flew off. Linda told me that the shoes were a present and that the shoes will protect me while I'm in Oz.
You kept the shoes?
Yes!
Why?
I was terrified. This wicked woman just threatened my life. I was in a strange place. If the shoes would keep me safe, I wanted to stay on my feet.
How did the shoes end up on your feet?
I don't know. I never touched them. Linda's magic, I guess. Lots of weird things seem to happen in Oz.
Did you see the Witch of the West again? Did she threaten you?
Oh, yes. Once she wrote Surrender Dorothy in the sky over Emerald City. Later, she threw fireballs at me in the forest. After that, she kidnapped me, locked me up in her castle, and my friend on fire. And lit my friend on fire. She said she would kill me and even set a timer counting down to my death.
Perhaps we can talk a bit more about the last encounter.
Sure. She had her monkey cops kidnap me, then locked me up in the room. She demanded the shoes, but then realized the shoes can only come off of the aware dies. The wicked witch set a timer. She said it would count down to my death. It was so horrible.
I know this is difficult, Dorothy. Would you like a moment? Tissue?
No, I'm okay.
Okay, Dorothy, can you tell me what happened after the timer was set?
It was a miracle. The Tin Man shot found the door, and my friends rescued me. But then,
Yes, and then what happened?
that wicked witch lit J-Crow on fire. He was burning. I had to help him.
What did you do?
I looked around. I needed to find something to put out that fire. Then I saw a bucket of water. So I grabbed it and threw the water on them. And I guess some of the water splashed into the witch. She melted and then she died. I really didn't mean to hurt her. It was just that Jacob was on fire. I was trying to help him. It was an accident. It was an accident. I didn't mean to kill her.
No further questions.
You wish to cross-examine the witness, Crown Counsel.
I do, my lord.
Dorothy, you said you were scared when you found out you weren't in Kansas anymore.
Yes, I was very scared.
How did you get the ruby slippers?
In another one of my vehicles.
And you thought the ruby slippers would protect you in Oz?
Yes. That what Linda told me.
The Wicked Witch of the West told you the ruby slippers belonged to her, didn't she?
Yes, she did.
But you kept them anyway.
Well, yes. I was so scared for me and Toto if the ruby slippers were going to keep me safe. Then I wanted to have them.
And you wore the ruby slippers the whole time you were in Oz?
Yes, I wore them while I skipped down the yellow brick road. To see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. And I wore them while I was in Emerald City.
Dorothy, how did you get back to Kansas?
I turned my heels together 3 times, thinking there was no place like home.
And you were wearing the ruby slippers when you got back to Kansas?
Yes, I was. I'm still wearing them now. I can't take them off.
Dorothy, let's go back to the beginning for a moment. When you found out that you were in Oz, you wanted to go home to Kansas. Isn't that right?
Yes, I really wanted to go home and to take Toto home too.
Let's also go back to something you said in direct examination. You said that you didn't mean to hurt the Witch of the West. Is that correct?
Yes.
So you didn't intend to cause her harm when you were at her castle?
Well,
Dorothy, I need an answer.
I would have protected myself if I needed to.
So are you saying that you would only have hurt the witch if she tried to hurt you?
She was threatening me the whole entire time I was in Oz. She kept saying how she would get me and my little dog too.
Isn't it true, Dorothy, that you fully intended to hurt the witch when you went to her castle?
No.
Okay, Dorothy, let's take a step back. In order to go home, you needed to get the broomstick. Isn't that right?
Yes, I had to get it for the Wizard of Oz.
And you knew you would have to kill the witch to get the broomstick. Isn't that right?
Well,
Dorothy?
Well, yes, but I just wanted to go home. That's all. I would get anything to get out of Oz to get all together.
Would you do anything to get out of Oz as well?
Well, I miss my Aunt Em. I wanted to go home.
No further questions.
Would the defense like to re-examine the witness?
Yes, my lord. I just have one more question, Dorothy. At the moment you threw water, did you intend to kill the witch?
No, I was just trying to help J-Crow.
Thank you, Dorothy. No further questions.
You may step down. Any further defense counsel?
The defense rests, my lord.
Very well. Proceed with your closing statement.
Thank you, my lord. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, as we look back on today's trial, it is clear that the Crown has not discharged its burden to prove that Dorothy is guilty of either of these offenses beyond a reasonable doubt. The Crown has relied on the evidence of the Wizard of Oz, who is a criminal, only appearing before it because he has cut a deal with the authorities to testify against Dorothy. They have attempted to use the evidence of Mr. Munchkinson to prove that Dorothy stole the slippers. Remember,
Mr. Munchkinson never saw Dorothy take the slippers and place them on her feet. When what he saw was Glinda the Good Witch, the buyer of the shoes, placed them on Dorothy's feet for magic. That is not fact, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Most importantly, the Crown has used the testimony of Captain Banana Peel to prove that Dorothy caused the witch's death. As we told you at the beginning of the trial, we do not despite the fact that Dorothy caused the witch's death. Captain Banana Peel was unable to provide evidence on whether Dorothy intended to cause the witch's death. He did tell us that the witch was planning to kill Dorothy, which proves that she was scared of the witch and likely acting in self-defense.
The defense has led from the rightful owner of the shoes, Glinda the Good Witch. Glinda told us that she purchased the shoes and supported this statement with a Visa glitch. The Munchkin you heard from said that he bought the shoes but was unable to prove it once already. We ask you to side with the evidence and believe Glinda when she says the shoes belong to her and she gave them to Dorothy as a gift. We also have led evidence from the Scarecrow, which told you that he did not know that the Wicked Witch of the West was allergic to water. If a 30-year resident of Oz didn't know about the allergies, how could Dorothy, the passer through it, have known? It's clear that the witch's death was an accident, and Dorothy did not mean to kill her. It's also clear from Scarecrow's evidence that Dorothy was acting in self-defense because the witch had been threatening to kill her for some time. Finally, and most importantly, we heard from Dorothy herself. Dorothy told us she was scared of the witch and acted in self-defense when she threw the bucket of water. Dorothy did not intend to kill the witch and should not be convicted of the witch's murder. Even if Dorothy meant to kill the witch, and we do not believe this for a moment, she acted in self-defense and cannot be held criminally responsible for the witch's death. We respectfully ask you to return a verdict of not guilty on the alleged death of the ruby slippers and the murder of the Wicked Witch of the West. It's time for this poor little girl to go home.
Crown, your closing argument.
Thank you, my lord. From the moment Dorothy fell from the sky, all she could talk about was the frantic desire to go home. She cried to anyone who cared to listen that she wanted to go back to Kansas City. She walked all the way from Munchkinland to Emerald City, hoping that the wizard would help her get home. Nothing would stop her from getting back to her Aunt Em. Not the laws of Oz, not all the people of Oz. You heard what Dorothy said. She'd give anything to get out of Oz altogether. I say to you that she would do anything to get out of Oz as well. And while we sympathize with Dorothy, even feel a bit pity for her, we must remember that in her attempt to get back to Kansas, she openly disrupts our culture, our people, and our laws, not caring that she had crushed a woman to death with her house. She skipped insane while traveling down the yellow brick road. In order for you to find Dorothy guilty of theft, the Crown has to satisfy elements that the judge told you about in the beginning of this trial. Let's go through them. First, the shoes have to have a value over $500. This was clearly established by the witnesses.
testing. They may disagree at the exact value, but they agree that it is over $500. Second, the ruby slippers belong to the witch of the East and were not owned by Dorothy. I submit to you that the evidence is clear that the slippers were not owned by Dorothy. While there has been some disagreement between the witnesses as how to the witch of the East came to own them, the witnesses agree that the witch of the East was the proper owner. Third, that the crown has to establish that Dorothy took the ruby slippers. You have heard that Dorothy testified that she kept the slippers despite knowing that they belonged to someone else. By failing to give them back, she took them. Finally, Dorothy must have intended to take the slippers from the witch. Dorothy has testified that once she found that the shoes might protect her, she did not want to give them up. Dorothy may have physically taken the shoes off the feet of the witch of the East, but it is the crown's position that it doesn't matter. She still took the shoes and kept them, refusing to give them back to the witch of the West. She knew that they belonged to someone else. She was wrong in law to keep them.
Dorothy's deal with the wizard was very simple. You heard what the wizard said about it. Get the broomstick, get help to go home. Dorothy also knew the simple truth of the deal. In order for her to get the broomstick, the witch would have to die. There is no reason to doubt this deal. Dorothy admitted to it. You have heard evidence that the witch of the West died. That is undisputed. You have heard that Dorothy caused the death of the witch of the West. That fact is also undisputed. What is in dispute is whether Dorothy intended to cause the death of the witch of the West. Dorothy would have us believe that the witch died as a result of some sad accident, that water intended its way over to the witch of the West. Dorothy is entitled to put forward a defense, but you members of the jury are entitled to use your common sense. All the evidence shows that Dorothy wanted, most of all, to go home. The evidence shows that she would give and do anything to get back to Kansas. Dorothy went to the witch's castle fully intending to take that broomstick, and to kill her if need be. Dorothy got the broomstick. We all know what happened to the witch. Now, some of the witnesses have suggested that the witch had it coming, and that Dorothy has done us all a favor. But ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this victim is not on trial. Even though she may have been wicked, she didn't deserve to die. The evidence is overwhelming. Dorothy wanted to go home. She wanted the broomstick. She had to kill in order to get it. Dorothy got her broomstick, and what she thought was a ticket back home. Remember, she would do anything to get home, and she did. Dorothy killed the witch. It wasn't an accident. It wasn't self-defense. It was murder. The Crown is asking you to return a verdict of guilty on 2 charges. Theft over $500 for the ruby slippers, and second-degree murder for the death of the Witch of the West. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, that concludes the evidence in this case. It is now up to you to decide whether or not Dorothy committed the theft of the ruby slippers, the murder of the Witch of the West, or both. At the beginning of this case, I outlined each element of these offenses that the Crown must prove in order to succeed in the charges against Dorothy. If you are satisfied that the Crown has proven each element of theft over second-degree murder beyond a reasonable doubt, then you must find Dorothy guilty of that crime. However, if there is a reasonable doubt in your mind as to whether Dorothy committed one or both of these crimes, then you must accuse her of that crime. You may now proceed to the jury room for deliberation. Your verdict must be Unanimous. That is to say, everyone must agree with the decision. What you have reached a verdict. When you have reached a verdict, please inform the sheriff. She will inform the court that you are ready to return to the courtroom. Thank you, counsel. We will now adjourn until the jury returns with the verdict.
Order in the court. This court is adjourned to await the return of the jury.
Is it over? What? Like.
It depends on how long it takes for the jury to reach a verdict. The clerk will let us know by saying order
Order in the court.
that.
All rise.
You may be seated. Madam Register, has the jury reached a verdict?
They have, my lord.
Sheriff, please bring in the jury. The jury in.
Members of the jury, have you reached a verdict?
Yes, we have.
Mr. Foreperson, what is your verdict as count one, except the jury's
Not guilty.
The jury finds you to not guilty on count one. Mr. Foreperson, what is your verdict count as to the second degree murder of your wife?
Not guilty.
The jury finds you plead not guilty. Members of the jury, this is your verdict. As the court cannot report, you find the accused Dorothy not guilty of second and not guilty of second degree murder. This is your verdict. So say you all confirm your verdict. This verdict is announced.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we thank you for acting as jurors in this matter. Both socially, society and law benefit from your contribution. In return, I hope you have found it to be an interesting and rewarding experience.
This court stands adjourned. Order in the court.